Tell me something good.
We're taking you way back on this Throwback Thursday. Remember Skippy from the hit show Family Ties? Well, he's here all grown up and in town for a comedy show honoring Robin Williams.
Let's do this, DC, in 3, 2, 1. The 10A starts right now.
Yeah. 10:22 coming up, a Throwback Thursday, Robin Williams tribute starring Skippy. Yes, from Family Ties. Remember him?
Maureen.
I know. Well, if you watch Family Ties, you know who we're talking about, and he's live here in the loft. Comedian Marc Price. He's coming up a little later.
Awesome.
It's Throwback Thursday, and this morning we are hanging out with a former Family Ties star turned stand-up comedian, paying tribute with another comedian to a comedy legend. Look at those two. Yeah, Marc Skippy Price, Roger Kabler, both live in the loft. They've got a show you don't want to miss. We're going to get a preview next.
That's it.
Okay, our next two guests have had us laughing for years. One is an actor and comedian, best known for his role as Erwin Skippy Handelman on the hugely popular 80s sitcom television series Family Ties. He has also opened for Jay Leno, Jerry Seinfeld. The other is known as the fedora-wearing Zima spokesman, and his gimmick involving replacing S with a Z, reinforcing the slogan, something different. Now, Marc Price and Roger Kabler have teamed to honor one of the greats with a Robin Williams tribute show. For one night only, they're going to take the stage at Liberty Laughs Comedy Show in Fredericksburg. But first, they are live with us in the loft this morning. Good morning to both of you.
Well,
Good morning.
well, this is the first time I'm speechless. I just saw my whole life flash before me, my career crash and burn. There it is.
Zima.
Zima. I used to be the spokesman for Zima.
I used to drink Zima when I was in college.
Are you all right?
I know, right?
You made it through college. Congratulations.
I made it through. All right.
That's a good pitch for Zima. Zima, you'll make it through college.
Exactly. You know what? This is amazing. I know you're known for your impressions, and you were right on. But, I mean, I feel like I'm talking to Robin Williams.
Oh, you are a little bit, baby. Yeah.
When did you know that this was a match for you?
Well, it's really less of a match than sort of a possession. The first time I saw him, I felt, I know that guy. It seems very much like me. And I'm having a little trouble getting out of the character this morning. It's sort of strange. It's in the air. I don't know why. But it's good. You know, it's a proper tribute, and I feel like when it cooks, the audience does feel it. Penny Marshall, Cindy Williams, who played Shirley on Laverne and Shirley, was at one of the shows, and she just grabbed me and said, "Oh my God," because I think she dated him, and said, "I feel Robin. I feel Robin," and that's the idea of the show, to bring that back.
How did you guys team up?
Well, I always wanted to tour with Robin Williams. So this was...
I always wanted to interview him, and I feel like I am,
There
right?
you go.
Yeah,
Exactly. I first saw Robin, you know, at the Mork and Mindy set, actually, back at the Paramount Studios, where we did Family Ties. Before Family Ties, I came and visited, and I got to see Mork being taped.
Now, was that back in a time when your dad was also still, and you would go with him on different
My
things?
dad was an old-time comedian, and he had some friends and got us into Paramount
some
Studios.
friends. Let's see what he was on, like the Ed Sullivan Show. He was, I mean, big-time friends.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. George Burns, Milton Berle, all the old-timers, you know. And so some of those old-timers were a part of the Hollywood. Back in those days, they used old people still. and they invited us to come hang out, and I remember going to see Robin Williams play on Mork and Mindy while they were taping the show and stuff, and what a thrill just a few years later to be introducing him at the Comedy Store, and I was on stage with him at Comic Relief for HBO, and but I never got to know him really well. I have friends that are good friends with him. And I'm just such a big fan, and he makes comedians feel very comfortable when he would come and be backstage at one of the shows or something. He would make everyone feel like we were all a part of the same club.
Yes, and then you get that Mork and Skippy, you know, energy going. It's explosive in the club. I mean, it really, when we get that going, because Mark is an incredible showman. One of the most fantastic energies I've ever been around. It is so addictive.
I was going to say, what is the show really like? Like, what do people get? Because it's not like the traditional
It's like this, only we're standing up. It's like... No.
You're standing up and you're funny. That's why it's stand-up comedy.
The secret of the show, I do my act, you know, and I introduce him. And when he comes out, he does Robin Williams, and people freak out. And there it is. They're watching Robin Williams in concert, something you can't do, and now you can. It's really mind-blowing. And then what takes it to the next level is the encore, because he comes out and he does everybody else. And they've seen him do Robin, and they think it's a one-trick pony, but really he can...
Well, there's a little De Niro, yeah.
I was like, instantly you cocked your head, and I'm like,
I don't want to be left out. No, I don't want to be excluded. Nothing, but let's not get, favoritism.
You mentioned my dad was a mimic, or a comedian, but my dad was a mimic, and he did impersonations. And so I've been around this my whole life, and
Did you feel the pressure to be funny, or when did you realize you clearly got the funny gene?
Well, I could never do impressions like my dad, by the way, and I can't sing like my dad.
But he was on Merv Griffin.
But I could tell jokes. I went on Merv when I was 14, and my dad taught me how to tell his jokes, and he taught me
didn't that
comedy.
kind of lead to Skippy?
It did. Family Ties really came as a direct result of going on the Merv Griffin show. A lot of people thank Merv for giving them their start.
Right?
I'm one of them.
Is there always going to be a special place in your heart for Skippy? Because, sometimes I feel like there are people that have those roles, and then here we are, how many decades later, still referring to you as Skippy, and they are like, all right, already, can we move on?
I've grown to cope. I decided a long time ago to look at the positive, to be a part of that cast and work with those great people, and the producers and the writers. What a thrill, what an honor. I'm proud of it, and if that's how people still know me. Hey, a lot of the young people at comedy clubs don't even remember Family Ties anymore. It's a new generation of comedy fans. And we're proud that our show is relevant for, all audiences.
And every so often, Michael J. Fox calls him up and says, hey, Skippy, you over it already? Get over yourself, man. Move on.
No, I'm still milking it. I'm still milking it. It's 30 years later.
How many impressions do you do?
Oh, I do 3 well. Actually, getting back to the Zima thing, they're putting helium in beer now. And I just want to tell you folks out there, if you're driving around on helium beer and you get pulled over, be careful, because when the cop says, have you been drinking tonight? And you go,
why do you say that?
Well, don't step out of the car, because you start to levitate with all the... Anyway, I don't know what was the question?
Exactly. But you know what? You know what's amazing is that also for the millennials that don't know who Skippy is, they may not be as familiar with Robin Williams.
No, everyone knows. Everyone loves Robin Williams.
I want to say something.
All ages.
But he's keeping his comedy alive. Especially with,
thank you.
As we had the tragic loss of him, and you know what I mean. And this is a wonderful way to remember and for young people to continue to learn.
Yes, and it really hit me in a certain way, too, where I felt compelled to do this act. And it's a true story. I felt that he approached me because he'd seen me do him on TV, and he liked it, apparently, according to his friend, who I know. And I felt like Robin was saying, hey, psst, let's go back to work. Come on. So there's a mission. I think, to tell you the truth, I think Robin, truly, from me to you, he has a mission. It's a goodwill mission. It's a humanitarian mission. It was cut short. So I plan on continuing his mission, which was to reach into people's hearts and pull out the best in them, to get them to feel their goodness, because I think there's so many of us that are shut down. And I know I'm going to be going on USO tours and supporting the troops and carrying on the show.
That's the great thing, honestly, about the show. It offers some closure.
Yes.
And there's also going to be a segment of the show where I'm doing
closure. I'm sorry.
We have to go closure.
That was the word. That was the word. Okay.
That was the magic word.
Usually they have their comedy show on Friday and Saturday. It's a special one-night only engagement tonight, Thursday, and then they'll be off to Newport News, right?
And Mrs. Doubtfire will be there as well.
Closure.
Oh, yeah.
All right, back to you guys. I think I really did just interview Robin Williams.
You can't tell him to stop.
All right, thank you both. Thank you all.